For some of my female heroes, she rose. With the power of her presence and the strength of her fight, her words caused wrinkled men to question slavery. And weary women, they grew imaginary wings for solo flight. Sojourner rose. Sojourner Truth, she rose. I know why the caged bird sings. Oh my, a landmark of first on a broken wing, even though she was raped at 7 and a mother at 16 with a past rooted in pain. She said, I rise, and her poetry sings. Maya rose. Maya Angelou, she rose. She stood in muddy water and created clean lines with a clear vision. Hate drew an incision across her beautiful wall of monumental art. Like a veteran soldier in a bulldozing battle rage surfaced. But ancestress women led her to pick up the pieces of her beating heart. And Maya rose. Maya Lynn, she rose. She loved one person at a time. A shining example of the divine. A steady flame pillow for the restless, unwanted, unloved, and poor. She fed haunting hunger with her hands, and she opened up the stickiest door. Teresa rose. Mother Teresa, she rose. She was a Union spy with eyes in the back of her head, and over 1,000 crept in the footsteps where she lay. She forced them with a guard and said, live free or die. This female Moses taught them to walk, run, or fly. And Harriet rose. Harriet Tubman, she rose. She was called mentally ill, and at worst a traitor and a liar. She was grilled in judiciary fire, levitating above sex books, videotapes, and lies. She helped remove muffles on silent cries. Anita rose. Anita Hill, she rose. She said, feel what you cannot touch. Oh, she laughed at the thought of living with a crippling crutch. When they said, you are blind, deaf, and disabled. She couldn't understand their limited view. She proves that she heard, she saw, and she spoke like a spiritual guru. Who am I talking about? Helen rose. Helen Keller, she rose. At 15, she fought back against Little Rock, big fireballs, and acid attacks. In 1954, angry white moms were ordered to open up the school door to blacks. There was no dance or after-class play with a bounty on your head. Dignity, just like freedom, is a state of mind, her grandmother said. And Melba rose. Melba Beal, she rose. She's floating on air in a silver spacesuit with a fearless smile. She holds 3 degrees in hand and they seek to clone her mental style. She's the rising star that brings blueprints to the Peace Corps and measures the length of courage and mental vigor. May rose. Mae Jameson. She rose. She didn't spend time plucking her brows, knowing that inner beauty grows in a bright, big Mexican dress. She reveled with art that tangled on toes. Her canvas celebrates a life of broken bones, fruits, and a thick thorn. She lived a life full of authentic expression in her search to be reborn. Frida rose. Frida Kahlo, she rose. A humane example. Before she took a stand by keeping her seat, she rose to fight despite the risk of the thrashed skull and dangling feet. Rosa rose. Rosa Parks, she rose. She sang of rotting bodies in America's first protest song. Her life short, and the scar left on that soundtrack lingering along. Strange fruit would be read on the Congress floor because of the love that she blew into an open sore. Billy Rose, Billie Holiday,
yay!
she rose.
Oh yes.
Lena Horne, Bessie Coleman, Eleanor Roosevelt, Angela Davis, Diane Carroll, Toni Morrison, Ida B. Wells, Shirley Chisholm, Oprah Winfrey, Fannie Lou Hamer, Barbara Jordan, Mary McLeod Bethune. Each one arose among thorns, every vision in full bloom, and if we were an ancient Kemet, Nefertiti would have granted them tombs. But the thankless are more than a few. You see, my mama rose. Her name was Rose. And your mother rose, giving birth to something new. They rose like blossoming babies, budding freshly formed leaves, tasting the light of morning dew. And we need each and every one of them to remind us. Well, I need each and every one of them to remind me that there is a shero in me. And there is a shero in you.